just going to get stuck in there. Josh, you're wearing the shirt, mate.
Yep.
Let's do a quick recap of the greatest game of the weekend, maybe of the Premier League season, apart from Liverpool losing 7-2 to Aston Villa.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Liverpool 0, Everton 2. Josh, the floor is yours.
I was steaming. I was having a thoroughly good time. Those cans were getting absolutely hammered back. Any of our followers that have seen the videos can see that I was enjoying myself. And if anybody's seen the video of me calling my dad, I finally clarified why he wasn't watching the game. I can actually put that out there. I've asked him tonight. He says he hates the idea of Liverpool beating us so much. Despite his prediction, he just couldn't bring himself around to watching it live. He needed to be in a dark room, away from any human being. I mean, we're in a lockdown, so he wanted to be away from what? My mum. He said, yeah, that one, he just needed to mentally prepare himself for, despite his 2-0 prediction, which he wrote down and told us plenty of times about. But yeah, absolutely buzzing. For anybody that knows, I work in Liverpool. I've been in an office full of Liverpool fans all day, and they have not enjoyed my company.
Oh, wonderful.
What did you boys think about it from a Manchester United point of view, or from an unbiased point of view?
Well, I guess I'll jump in first because I wasn't part of the watch along, which was excellent, by the way. And anyone that is listening today that didn't catch the boys watch along on Saturday, it was fucking phenomenal. A right laugh. I had it on in the background while I was watching the game, and I think first credit is you lot keeping up with the game, but still having great banter and conversation. Like, it was so enjoyable to not listen to Martin Tyler because he's fucking that commentary team at Sky is absolutely past it at the moment.
Yeah, they weren't great.
No, so listening to, I think me and you were on the same boat a couple of months ago where we didn't see the value in live streams and live watch alongs.
Yeah.
But having sat down and listened to one and been part of a couple, I get it. And I'd fully recommend it to anyone to have a listen. Even if you just catch 10, 15 minutes of the pre or post game, it's great stuff. In terms of the game, I think you made it look really easy.
Yeah,
I think you made, and that is the biggest compliment I can give to Everton that weekend is you made Liverpool look ordinary. They were nothing. They didn't provide anything. I think Digne shot down Salah almost every opportunity. I don't remember Mane doing anything. Losing Henderson is obviously a massive blow. And that is just going to further derail their season. I think I read today he's going to be missing for about 5 games now. Yeah. Which starts you worrying about England, and we'll touch on the Euros in a bit because we had the fucking great news earlier. But yeah, that worries me for England slightly, but it doesn't matter. I think their season was dead and buried. Ed said it on the Talk Top live stream. There's a very, very high possible chance now that they don't finish in the top 6. If Villa win their 2 games in hand, they go above them. You're level with them now, am I right in saying? With a game in hand?
Our game in hand's against Villa.
Oh, right. Okay, so one of you two will potentially go above them then.
Yeah.
Villa have got 2 games in hand, though. Still.
Yeah, there you go then.
What are Villa on? 37 or 36 or something like that?
36.
36.
They go into 42, don't they? They go level with Chelsea, I believe, if they win their 2 games in hand.
Yeah, 43 Chelsea are on.
Yeah, all right. So they're just behind Chelsea. They've got Chelsea to catch. They've got West Ham to catch. They've got you boys to worry about. They've got Villa to worry about. Spurs are always still there or thereabouts. They could come good. We don't know.
If Spurs win their game in hand, they only go a point behind Liverpool.
Dale found that funny. Spurs.
Yeah.
Spurs. No, I'm not getting any either.
But I do worry for Liverpool genuinely. I think they could see this. This could be a turning point in their history, and I don't use that term lightly because if they finish out of that top 4 or top 6, they're not winning another title for another 30 years. This season has been a massive cock up for them.
What I'd sort of taken out of not only that game at the weekend, but the run, the poor run that they've been on is the lack of creativity. That there's just nothing there. There's no end product. I think I saw a stat earlier on today. I think the front three in the Premier League this year, 2021, I think they've had like 35 shots on goal or something like that. 7 on target, no goals.
That's awful.
So it was something along those lines, anyway. But I think that was at Anfield. It might have been. But I mean, you look at the game at the weekend. They got to the final third, and there was just nothing. I mean, Everton, they defended really well, and they were quite compact, around that penalty area. And they did stop the through balls through the middle, but that front three and sort of Thiago, there was just nothing there to, no split, defense splitting passes. They were really, really lacking something.
Well, this is the argument that a lot of people are making, isn't it? That they've had to lose Henderson and Fabinho to go and play in the back. Yeah. Those two have done their job, though. Yeah, I think Henderson and Fabinho have been brilliant at centre-back this season. Yeah. So you left with a midfield of Thiago, Wijnaldum, Curtis Jones, Shaqiri, and then even Firmino dropping in there. 5...
Not a bad midfield.
No, it's not. It's a great midfield. But 5 creative players as well, especially Thiago.
And yeah, I think... Sorry, go on.
No, I was just about to say, like, the problems haven't been at the back for me. I mean, yes, obviously problems have been at the back. They've lost defenders, but they're not scoring goals. Mm-hmm. So, like, as much as you want to blame Pickford and Van Dijk, the blame's got to go into Salah, Firmino and Mane.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that largely what we've seen is Liverpool's play being completely disrupted by Thiago coming in. And we've said it before, Thiago is a fantastic player, but he would have been a better player in Man City than he would have been at Liverpool because of the way that they play and the way that he plays. Now, Liverpool were known for their gung-ho, hard rock football that Klopp so trivially called it. And the issue is that he's not so much slowing down the play, but he's more effective in slower tactics, if that makes sense. So it's not so much that it's all his fault and he's now making them worse. He's not. He's just more suited to a different style of play. And if he was in a team such as a Barcelona of the past or Bayern or City now, then he would have a lot more time on the ball to play those killer passes to players who are used to waiting for the balls to come through to them. Whereas Liverpool have relied heavily on the really, really quick transitions between turning the ball over high up the pitch, pressing high, winning it in the final third and getting the ball through to the strikers and wingers. And it's just, it's not worked for him. And I think that, yeah, I couldn't resist.
Sorry, carry on.
So, but yeah, basically, I think that they need a rethink for their midfield, and like you were saying, it could be a turning point in their entire squad. Like there will be players now who will think, well, do you know what? That's it. That's us now. It's time for another challenge. It's time for us to go on to the clubs like we've talked about: PSG, Madrid, Barca, Bayern, Juventus. Because you're not telling me that those clubs aren't sniffing around Salah, Mane, Van Dijk, Firmino might even leave. You know what I mean? Like he could probably be a great striker in Bundesliga or
he was brilliant at Hoffenheim. He was absolutely brilliant. His goal scoring record is slightly better at Liverpool, but for me personally, he was a lot more involved at Hoffenheim.
Yeah. So this is it. I can't see how things are going to turn around for him either. Like this season, that's it. They've kind of lost all the big players. Henderson's now out for a month, and they are going downhill.
I was like, if Liverpool don't get top 4, we'll start to see the likes of Mane and Salah, 2 players that arguably pushed for the Ballon d'Or last year. They're in the top 5 best players in the world when they're on form. Can we start to see them with no Euros and no European competition to worry about because they're not European, starting to think like, is my time up now? We've not got top 4 at Liverpool. We won the league. We won the Champions League. The challenge is done. We won everything that we could win. Should I start to move elsewhere? I've got interest from all these top clubs around Europe. Your Real Madrid, your PSGs, like Lee said. Probably, I can imagine Bayern Munich potentially looking on one of them. Maybe a Juve, something like that. Barcelona. even though they're not really a top club anymore because they're shit. And we'll touch on that in a bit.
Yes, we will.
But yeah, I honestly don't think that they're going to be able to keep hold of minimum one of those top players.
Well, I guess we can link this into the next topic I wanted to bring you to, which would, because I was going to go into City, but while we're on the topic of transfers, I'll link it to transfers and then back into City. Of Lee, you mentioned a very good point in our group chat a while ago of this summer could be a massive merry-go-round of transfers. We just recently saw David Alaba leaving Bayern Munich after 13 years. This is last season, to go and fill the void at Real Madrid, which looks like Sergio Ramos is leaving. And Rafael Varane's not looking that confident on signing a new deal. And with all the links and rumours of Messi leaving, Neymar has signed a new deal but is still unhappy. Mbappe is too good for PSG.
Yeah.
Like, you might be right that these players, like especially Salah and Mane, with the Euros, I've never even thought about that. The fact that they've got no Euros or anything. They could, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I can't see a mass exodus. I don't know what you boys think, but I could definitely see at least two of Salah, Mane, Firmino, Van Dijk, and me, definitely Wijnaldum. Wijnaldum's gone. Simple as that.
He's gone, yeah. Barca, he's going, isn't he?
Yeah. Like Barca needs to be on a massive rebuild, as do Real Madrid. So I don't know. What do you boys reckon? Will there be a mass exodus, or will they stay loyal to the best club the league's ever seen, but not really?
No, I don't think they will. While all the Liverpool fans or any Liverpool fans that listen to this will be like going mental, anyone for suggesting that any of their players could ever leave, because you know what they're like. They're burning Suarez shirts when he left. But that'll happen again. Like Mane and Salah and Firmino, Van Dijk won them Champions League and their first league title of 30 years. There will be back gardens with a few loose stones missing, and in the middle of it all will be a red home shirt with their name written on the back on fire. Like, that's what is going to happen. That is in the very near future. I can see it happening. But the thing is, why would those players stay? Because if you look at how old they are now, Salah's probably 30, 31, I think.
I'll double check this while you're chatting, because I'm honestly not sure. He must be closing in though. And
so is Van Dijk. Van Dijk's getting up there as well in terms of 28, 29 maybe.
So Salah's 28.
Oh, is he? Fucking hell. I always thought he was older than that.
He feels like he's been around time.
Yeah, he looks about 45 years old.
Van Dijk's 30 this year. He's 30 in July.
Yeah. Mane, he's up there as well, isn't he?
Nah, Mane's just lost because he's got no hairline. No, he's 28. 29 in April, so yeah.
So there you go then. I mean, you're looking at a few players there that are getting towards not the twilight of their career, not just yet, but they're getting towards the sort of the final big move that they could have. And if it's not this year, then will they be in the shop window enough over the course of next season without having the Champions League to play in? Now, of course, Liverpool could defy all odds and get to the Champions League final and win it.
No,
just can't see it, can you? I can't look past anyone other than City and Bayern at the minute. So the miracle will be that they'll end up without European football next year. But then does that give them the chance to go all out for the league?
Real Madrid, I don't know if you've seen today, are going to Atlanta with 11 senior players. That is incredible for a club of Real Madrid's stature.
But why? Why do they not have academy?
Yeah, they're taking academy players. They've got that many injuries that they're having to take players out of the academy to go play in the Champions League against Atlanta. But you think like Real Madrid have always had the biggest and best squad. Mm-hmm. They're the Galacticos. They had everyone, and they're going to field a bunch of kids on Wednesday, which is good news for Atalanta. That's very they play some very nice football, so there's some big potential. But before I link it back with City, Dale, what are you saying about Liverpool and their players? Are they going to stay loyal?
I think he's got to do a lot of sort of persuading, sort of motivating to get those players back again for another season and another tilt a title. I mean, I would ask a question: does Van Dijk come back the same player after his injury as well? An ACL, he'd be out for 9/10 of the season. Did the players? I mean, it's getting to, did he say he's nearly 30 or getting on to 30s?
He's 29 very soon, or 30 this very soon, yeah.
Will he sort of come back the same player? Will he still be at the sort of world-class centre-back kind of level? But also, like the front three, I mean, does Klopp, is he able to motivate them again? Say, look, lads, this year wasn't our year, but give me another season. Let's try and do it again. Or to say like Salah and Mane, so those players look at it and go, well, I've won a Premier League and I've won a Champions League. I've done what I needed to do in England now. Do a look for a fresh challenge abroad, Spain, Italy, Germany, wherever.
Yeah.
But I think if they do go and Klopp still stays there, I mean, Klopp will probably still bring in the players because it's Klopp.
Yeah.
He's one of the best managers around. He will still get the players in. But yeah, I mean, to keep those players, I don't know, it's 50-50 for me, to be honest. It's just whether they've got another year in them to go, give it another go, sort of try and reclaim that title, given maybe a better season all round, with not as many injuries and stuff. But
I think finances would be a massive play as well.
Yeah,
we've spoken well before about Liverpool not claiming to be a spending club, but only being a net spending club. If Real Madrid or Barcelona come knocking for Salah and offering 350 grand a week, and offer Liverpool, really, what price would you put on a 28-year-old Mohamed Salah? 100 million, probably. If Hazard went for, 80, did Hazard go for?
Hazard was younger, though.
Yeah, true.
Wasn't he?
Yeah, true. Good point.
I'd say 70 million.
All right, called 70, 75 mil, and I think that's probably fair. I don't think Liverpool's owners say no to that, and I don't think Salah says no to that either.
No. He's done everything he needs to do at Liverpool. I mean, same with Mane. Mane, probably, again, another 50, 60 million pound player. Van Dijk would go for about 80. Harry Kane went for 85, but Harry Maguire went for 85, but he was younger. So maybe 60, 65 for Van Dijk. Liverpool do have about 200 million pounds worth of players that they can sell, and that's only 4 of them. Because I think Wijnaldum's going to go for free, isn't he? Yeah. He's out of contract. And I think that there's a few of them that they will probably get rid of, maybe just again when their contracts come to an end, like striker,
Shaqiri.
What's his name? Shaqiri, Origi, they'll go. It's almost, it sounds mad, but it's almost like we're foreseeing Liverpool have got a big rebuild on the cards, and they could do a Tottenham-style rebuild and spend the Gareth Bale money on 6 players where one of them still remains now, or they could get it right. And to be honest with you, there will be a lot of players that will go for cheaper because clubs need to make the money at the moment because of the COVID situation. This is why clubs like Dortmund are saying, well, we need to sell Sancho and Haaland this summer because they need the money in.
Yeah.
And there are only certain clubs that will be able to pay that amount of money for those players. And it'll be Man United. I'm not saying any Liverpool players will come to Man United, but others will. And then when we pay money to other clubs for their players, they'll have money to buy players. Yep. So then this is what we were talking about earlier in terms of the transfer merry-go-round that's going to happen. So it should be an interesting summer because you kind of wouldn't really think it, but when you've got clubs like Manchester United, Chelsea, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, who are all big money spenders, PSG, Barcelona will try and raise some funds somehow. I mean, they're a huge club anyway. I know they're in debt, but they'll get themselves out of it somehow.
We've been hundreds of millions in debt for the last bleeding 15 years, and we've still managed to spend. Barca will manage it somewhere capacity.
Yeah. So yeah, interesting summer. I think
I'm looking forward to it, mate. I'm really looking forward to it. That and the Euros, because these international competitions, they always bring up a player out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Always bring back like James Rodriguez in that World Cup.
He's the big
Oh
one,
my
isn't he?
God, what a fucking stormer he had. Mario Götze as well. I mean, his career has unfortunately fallen off with illnesses and depression and stuff.
Yeah.
But from what I've gathered, he's doing all right in Holland again. So, fair
Who's
play
he at
to him.
now? PSV.
Yeah, he's at Eindhoven.
Is he?
He,
Yeah.
No,
you
that
know
at
what?
all.
I'm fairly certain that he came off the bench and scored 2 the other day.
I actually think you might be right. I think I remember seeing that.
All right. Nice.
But so to finish off the merry-go-round, and I'm going to link it finally back to City, because I genuinely think that Harry Kane will be part of this merry-go-round, and his destination will most likely be Manchester City. Yeah, I do. I think they need a striker. I think Aguero's done. I don't think he's signing a new contract, and I think he's very happy to just walk and go and finish his career somewhere else. I don't think Jesus is good enough.
No.
Don't get me wrong. He works hard. And he does work hard, and he runs a lot, and he runs a lot more than Aguero, but he's not a natural finisher. He's not Aguero level. And I think someone the stature of City, they need... Josh, you said it perfectly the other week. It's all fine and easy saying they don't need a striker when they're winning games. But if they drop points against a Swansea and the finger pointed at Pep saying, well, this is your fault because you didn't sign a striker, I don't think he'll let them mistakes happen again. And there's no real number 9s other than Haaland and Kane. Yeah. And I genuinely believe that those 2 players will probably come to Manchester. And I'm not sure. Yeah, I genuinely believe that those 2 players will both end up in Manchester either this season or next. I'm just not sure which way around it will be.
God, can you imagine? I could never see that happen, to be honest. With the teams in the world, I just can't see. Like, Haaland can go to any club he wants.
I can't imagine Haaland playing in Spain. Because especially the way Barcelona play, he reminds me a lot of Lukaku. His control isn't perfect, and he wouldn't work well as that number 9. Look at Ibra when he went there. Ibra just didn't fit. I mean, I know they were forcing him wherever because of Messi and Eto'o. Not Eto'o. Eto'o was part of the swap deal. It was Henry at that time, wasn't it? I believe. But he doesn't. I don't think Haaland works there. I don't think he works at Madrid because I'm 100% certain they're going for Mbappe. Yeah, it's just so plainly obvious. Bayern is the only other club I could see Haaland at because of, well, every player in Germany that's good ends up going to Bayern Munich. But I genuinely think with his dad, with that City connection, he could end up there. Or with Ollie as the Norwegian connection, I could see him coming to United. But I think whichever one comes to United, whether it's Kane or Haaland, the other one will go to City. And that would be fucking mega for both clubs. I don't care which one we'd get. I'd prefer Haaland because he's younger. I'd prefer Haaland.
Yeah.
But Kane is different gravy, so I'd be happy with either.
Kane's more proven in the Premier League, so I think I'd prefer him. You could see Haaland go into City and being great, whereas he would come to United and potentially struggle.
And that'd be my worry as well.
Because of the way we play, because of the way they play, because of the players we have compared to them.
Yeah.
And do you know what? Maybe this time last year, maybe 18 months ago, I would never have even considered a player like Haaland coming to Man United. But I think that the biggest difference has been Bruno Fernandes and the way that he's completely changed. Look, players will want to come and play with Fernandes, I think. It's same with City. There's players at City that someone will go there just to play with them. So it's an interesting theory. Like, I mean, can you see Kane leaving Spurs? That's the big one.
Yeah. I genuinely can.
Harry Kane cannot stay at Spurs. If he has any sort of ambition in life to win some sort of silverware, trophy, whatever, he cannot stay at Spurs. They won't do it.
I heard someone arguing this morning, and they were saying that even if he wins the Carabao Cup, I'm sorry, that's not good. That's not good enough. And like, they're never ever going to win the title. They're never going to win the Champions League. At a push, they might win the Europa League. But if you want to go down and next to / and above Alan Shearer, and Wayne Rooney for that matter, that's why I put Rooney above Shearer as my all-time best striker, because of the goals he scored and the fact that he won so many Premier League medals. Kane needs at least one. Yeah. He needs at least one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Sorry, Dale, go on.
so with sort of Kane and Tottenham, they're like sort of on it's a bit of a decline really. Last season and what it is this season, they've not really improved since sort of Pochettino left. You know, if Spurs were to sort of challenge maybe for a title again, that's easily another couple of seasons.
Wait, Dale, what do you mean? Spurs won the title in November. What do you mean?
Yeah, well, there is that. But you know that it's at least another couple of seasons to realistically sort of be challenging, for a full season anyway. But has he got another couple of seasons? He'll be probably in his 30s there, and actually, he's all right scoring 200 Premier League goals, but he ain't got a Premiership title, medal, Champions League, nothing. It just doesn't do it for me.
What's he got? He's got one Champions League runners-up medal. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. It's poor.
An Audi Cup.
And the thing is, though,
here's a question. Actually, if England win the Euros or the World Cup, do you think he'd be satisfied with that?
No,
I don't think so either. I think you need something club level as well.
The thing is, though, one thing that I'm worried about is, well, I'm not worried about it because I don't care actually, but at the same time, what if because Harry Kane obviously loves Spurs, like he's a Spurs boy through and through, and he will be desperate to win something with Spurs. Now, what happens if this summer, inevitably, Mourinho gets sacked or he leaves? He will then think to himself, right, if we get in someone like, even if they went for Hasenhüttl or something at Southampton, like the natural progression of managers from fucking Southampton Spurs, or even if they went for Nagelsmann, do you think he then says, do you know what, well, I'll just stay another year then, just to see how they do?
That's difficult, isn't it? Because how many managers does he go through with that?
Wow.
Because it was Pochettino, then it was Mourinho, it could be Hasenhüttl, it could be Brendan Rodgers. I've got a mate who's a Spurs fan, and we were talking about Brendan Rodgers, who I think would be a brilliant manager for Tottenham.
Yeah.
I think what he's doing at Leicester is outstanding. But at the time, speaking right now, Tottenham from Leicester is a step down.
Well,
it's a massive step down. So why would he go there?
Mm-hmm.
Even Leipzig to Spurs is a step down. Leipzig are second in the Bundesliga.
Yeah,
they're only 5 points behind Bayern with a game in hand. They're up there.
The only pull though is Bundesliga to Premier League.
Yeah,
going from Southampton, going from Leicester to Spurs is a step down, but going from any team in the Bundesliga that's not Bayern to the Premier League is a step up, I think.
Yeah, probably. Like that top three in Germany, Bayern, Leipzig, and Dortmund. Mm-hmm. Anything under that to anything above 13th in the Prem.
Yeah,
is easily a step up.
Yeah. This is it. I can see his loyalty keeping him there. That's all right. I can see his loyalty keeping him there for another manager. And another manager will probably be convinced to go on the premise that he stays.
Yeah,
and he loves Spurs, so he'll say, for the sake of the club, okay, I'll stay another year.
This is where I'd love players to just come out and speak to us, and just make them like Sancho in the summer. I'd love someone to just interview Sancho and be like, Jadon, the fuck is going? Talking of Jadon, what the fuck was going on with his interview the other day? Did anyone see it?
He went full
full Joey Barton. Insane.
Barton, and Steve McLaren did it as well, didn't he?
Yeah, right. I'm meaning to go back to City, so I use Joey Barton as that segue. Manchester City boys, they are absolutely cruising to this title. Josh, do you think they drop any points until a title is won?
Oh, God. Not the way they're playing at the moment. No, not at all. There is nobody that can tame that beast. You know what, though? Arsenal did a pretty good job against them at the weekend. Not often I say this about Arsenal. Sorry, Gav. But Arsenal put in a real good shift against City, and there were plenty of opportunities for Arsenal to equalise as well. At the end of the first half, I thought they were going to get an equaliser.
Same.
They just weren't able to capitalise on their opportunities, but they certainly created some.
They're lacking quality, aren't they, Arsenal? They're just lacking. Martin Ødegaard, I said it when he came. I said it on this podcast. I said it on Two Up Top. I don't think he's good enough.
No,
I
he
really,
wasn't
really
very
don't
good
think.
the other day.
I don't remember him touching the ball at all.
I remember him losing it a few times.
Numerous times, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought Smith Rowe was better when he came on. I don't know why they don't just start Smith Rowe. I think he's a brilliant cam. Sorry,
Yeah.
Josh, completely cut you off there.
No, I've not really got much more to add other than that was definitely a performance for City's defenders to grind out the 3 points for them, and they did. The only way that City would drop points is if their attacking midfield line, which they're heavily reliant on because they don't have proper strikers at the moment, can't score. But the class that they've got, every single one of them is world class.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they not be able to score? Same could be said for Liverpool, though. All of their strikers are world class and they can't score at the moment. So, if they draw a blank, they're attacking midfielders, they might lose points and draw or something like that. But I can't see them getting beaten by anybody.
No. I mean, this is the thing. I was talking to my boss about this today. He's a City fan, and he's still, whether he's putting it on, but he's being cautious, and he's saying, no, look, I still feel like we'll go through a wobble. It'll only take one game, and there were signs in the Arsenal game where they weren't quite fully there. And to be fair, the goal they scored was Raheem Sterling somehow jumping above two central defenders, which was
How did he do that?
Marking.
It was terrible, terrible defending. So if you take that, if they did their job properly, then it was a 0-0. So
lovely header though, very nice.
It was really
header.
good.
Great header.
It was really good. So there are ways that they can be got at, I think. But the question is, are they going to lose 3 games?
No.
Which is, more than 3 games. Lose 3 and draw a couple in order to drop the 10 points get lead that they've got. I mean, we play them again. I think, who else have they got that could cause them problems now?
That's the issue. They've played
us twice.
They've played you twice. I don't think they've played... They played Liverpool twice. Don't matter anyway. Liverpool is shite.
Yeah, they'll back Liverpool.
I think 5 or 6.
I mean, the 18 game. They're on an 18 game winning streak.
Yeah,
that is like that. Not even an 18 game unbeaten streak. 18 winning. That is honestly insane. They've got West Ham this coming weekend. Then they've got us. Like, you're facing 2 of the top 5 there, and I see nothing but 6 points for City. That's how confident you are in a title run when you're facing 2 of the top 5, and I'm almost guaranteeing 6 points straight away.
Yeah.
They've got Leicester on April. Spurs. There's no point in mentioning Spurs. They've not played you twice, Josh. They've got you on the final day of the season.
Oh, right, okay.
You've got them in the FA Cup as well. You've got to play them twice in the next couple of months.
Yeah, the cup. The cup. I'm not asked about. Well, I am asked about it. I want us to absolutely, wipe the floor with them. But they're going to be going for the League Cup double, aren't they? Are they still in the Carabao as well?
They're in the final, mate. Yeah.
Oh, mate. Well, they're going for a treble, domestic treble, aren't they?
I genuinely think they're going for the quadruple, and I think if they're gonna do it ever, you said it last week, Josh, about City being a big club, and the thing that they're missing is Europe. If they're gonna do it this season or any season, it has to be this one.
Then they're not a big club until they win the Champions League. For me, they're just a very successful English side at the moment.
PSG.
But they become a big club. And the thing is, though, PSG have made a Champions League final. I know they didn't win it. I know Tottenham have made a Champions League final, but God knows how they did that. But yeah, I think for City to truly become, and you know what's more, just come to me now, but what's more upsetting is that Sergio Aguero might not be a part of that. I mean, obviously he could be a squad player and he might get a medal, but he's not being involved in it. And for everything that he's done for Man City, he deserves it more than probably anyone in that squad. Maybe Fernandinho. But like Aguero, for me, like he's world class. Everyone knows he's world class. And he seems like a top lad as well. He looks like a nice guy. Like, I bet he's not a prick off the field or anything. So, I would have liked for him to have won something. I wanted him to win something for Argentina as well, along with Messi. But then every time they get to a final, they seem to bottle it. So, and the Copa America, it's always against Chile and they always bottle it.
Until Vidal turns up and fucks them up.
Yeah. But But yeah, like, going back to the main point, City, very good squad. They've dominated England a couple of times. You know, they've made the Premier League theirs on 4 occasions now. I think this year will be their 5th, more than likely. And but no European success from that. So, you know, what is the next step up for them? You know, where do they go from here? They need to win that. They've not even won a Europa League. Like, even you've won a Europa League over the last couple of years.
Go on, the boys.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, Sevilla have won it 5 times.
Yeah.
You know, Fulham have been in a final or a semi or something like that. Like, you know, like, City really do need to press on in Europe. They've got the squad depth there. They've got so many world-class players on the bench. Showed that against Everton the other week. Like, I looked at their bench and was like, I would have all of those in my team.
Like, all of their bench would start for almost every other team in the Premier League.
Yeah. Their bench is probably worth more. If you put all of League 2, League 1 and Championship and probably half of the Premier League, all the valuation of their players together, that is City's bench.
I'm sure it said it was about 355 million, their bench.
That's fucking ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah. It's all the fucking defenders they keep spending 50 million on.
They've got one right finally with João Cancelo.
Yeah, he's decent.
And Diaz.
I was about to talk about Diaz as well. Full credit to Pep Guardiola for finding Ruben Diaz and also developing that partnership with John Stones.
Yeah.
I happened to flick onto one of our old podcasts the other day, and the opening line was Chris saying, "I got Stones from B&Q for 30 quid, and it's more valuable than Stones is in City's defence."
Oh yeah, that was the early days, wasn't it?
And I know, yeah. And now we've all put him in our England squads for the start of the Euros.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Dale. Is that a fucking managerial masterstroke, or is that him finding a partner for Diaz that suits?
A bit of both, to be honest. I mean, they have spent a lot on defenders, haven't they, in the past? You know, a couple have worked, a lot haven't. It has been a lot of trial and error, but he has seemed to have found one there in Diaz. And yeah, what the partnership he's developed with Stones during this run as well. It's just it's scary. I mean, they conceded about 4 goals in the last 15 league games or something ridiculous like that. It's frightening. I mean, they don't have to. You know, you associated City the last few seasons winning games, you know, 4, 5, 6, 7-0. You know, they're winning games now like 1-0, 2-0, but it's not it's not the flashy City we've used to see, but they're just extremely solid at the back. You know, no one is getting through them. I mean, the odd goal that, you know, they do concede, you know, it's still a comfortable 2-1 or, you know, 3-1. But going back to the players as well, you look at Liverpool have complained a bit this season with their injuries to Van Dijk and stuff like that. You know, they've not had a striker for most of the season. We've played a false 9 in Sterling, Foden, you know, Torres. They've come in, done a job. De Bruyne has been out for, you know, quite a few games. Gundogan's come in, done a job. You know, Fernandinho, Rodri, they're switching it about. Cancelo at right back, he's come in when Walker hasn't been available. You know,
emergence of Phil Foden.
Yeah.
Bernardo Silva as well. He's started to come good. He had a bit of a shaky start to the season. He's come back good again. It's the strength in depth is just ridiculous, and yeah, the quadruple is very much on. Very much on. Probably more so this season than, you know, any other previous season in my eyes. But
if they do it this time they can call themselves the Formidables. Fuck off on your last one with the Community Shield. This one will allow.
You know what? As well, we've not even mentioned Laporte, and he was probably their best player last season.
Well, that was the problem, because last season Laporte's injury, similar to Van Dijk, was what derailed Manchester City's season.
Yeah.
And now he can't get a game, and that is full credit to John Stones, really, because similar to Jesse Lingard, for example, who's taken so much stick online, not been the player that he once was, to come back the way he has. His comeback has got to be one of the best we've seen for years.
Oh, class.
He's been outstanding. Like, fair play to him, because his confidence must have been absolutely through the floor.
I mean, I thought I just didn't even think he'd even get in the 11 at West Ham. West Ham were playing that well at the time. I thought, is that the right move at the time? But he seemed to he fits in.
Lingardinho, mate, what a guy!
They were talking about him on TalkSport. Declan Rice was on this morning, and Declan Rice was talking about how he's just completely slotted into that team perfectly at West Ham, and everyone loves him.
Yeah.
And do you know what? Like, I'm well made up for him.
I am as well. Yeah.
He just feel, and credit to him that he's just gone straight into that West Ham team after like 1-2 training sessions. So he's kept himself in proper good shape, or he's been really properly training hard at United before he got sent on loan, and that is pure professionalism from him. And fair play to him, like he deserves it.
Well, the thing is, when he played in the Carabao Cup games for us at the start of the season, you could always tell he was one of the fittest ones. He never stopped running. It just didn't work for him. But being at a club, he's been given a bit of love by David Moyes. There's a lot of English players at West Ham, so he's obviously fitting really well with them. And I think his goal celebration summed it up really. We had all of them just literally just fannying about in that corner. He's like, you know what, that lad is buzzing to be there. And whether he comes back to United and does well again, or whether he stays there and makes himself great there, I hope whatever happens for Jesse Lingard, because he fucking deserves it. And we will finish off with Dickhead of the Week. I will start with Collins's nomination. His Dickhead of the Week are Liverpool fans claiming Everton can't celebrate a derby when they A, created the monster they're seeing with the constant shit they've thrown Evertonians' way over the years, and B, the shit show of a celebration that Klopp did a couple of seasons ago.
That's all I saw on social media.
Yeah.
Evertonians
You're not allowed to celebrate.
Not allowed to celebrate a win.
Klopp running onto the pitch and being an absolute tosser.
Yeah. So that is a very fucking solid shout. My dickheads are Boris Johnson. And we'll talk about this in another week because we don't know if the schedule is going to work or not, but having the potential for the final game week having fans and creating a very unfair advantage. I think the Fulham-Newcastle game is probably the most realistic one that's going to be affected by it. And if Fulham have 10,000 fans in there and that creates a massive advantage for Fulham over Newcastle, and Fulham stay up and Newcastle don't, that could be a horrific grey area. But that's another argument, because you could say, well, you've had 37 other games to stay up. Like, it shouldn't matter about just one.
Well, my thoughts on this one is he needed to just allow stadiums to have fans back, because it's not just football. It's rugby, it's cricket, whatever else. It's the FA that needs to come out and say.
I say Boris Johnson, but it's the
FA that needs to come out and say, do you know what? Like, it's not fair. So
we'll hold off one more game.
Yeah, we'll just keep it now. You can have fans at the Euros and then just be done with it. Have fans fully back next season. So that's in the FA, I think. Yeah.
But my actual dick of the week is Christopher Nett, who is the Panathinaikos goalkeeper who are playing Panathinaikos tonight, and he is unavailable because he's burnt his hand while grilling a steak.
What a lad!
No,
you know what? That's brilliant. If you're going to miss a game, that is how you miss it.
If you are a goalkeeper, burning your hand is probably the last injury that you need.
That is fantastic.
So
I've not even heard of that.
Oh, honestly. So just out of just the sheer brilliance of it, really, Christopher Nett is my nomination for Dick of the Week.
I thought that you were going to put forward that Leverkusen goalkeeper for the Augsburg cock-up.
I can't.
Because of your love for the Bundesliga. That was atrocious.
It was really bad.
You know what, right? I'm going to set Dale up for this. Dale, do you know how Celtic got on over the weekend?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my, I've only just seen. Oh, no.
Was it yesterday? Was it last night?
Yeah, it was
yesterday, yeah.
They got beat, didn't they? Was it 1-0?
to
St. Mirren.
relegation. No, it was Ross
Yeah.
County
Ross County,
relegation
sorry, yeah.
candidates.
They were on the bottom
Ross
of the table.
County.
Yep.
They were at the bottom of the table
Oh.
yesterday, Ross County.
Yeah,
I
they've gone
believe-
up 2 positions.
I believe Rangers are now 7 points away from winning the title
That's
as
incredible.
well.
Oh.
And they could win it at Celtic.
Oh, that'd be even better for them, wouldn't it?
They've got-
Imagine the celebrations.
They've got
Salt
St.
in the
Mirren,
wounds even more.
someone else, and then they've got Celtic away at Celtic.
That's phenomenal.
So win those 2 games, then they need a point away at Celtic to
You
win the league.
know what? Let's get a live watch along going, and Collins has got to be sort of like the main protagonist for that game.
Can we just have
get
it
on
where
that.
like
that.
we'll set up the screens, just the 4 of us on the bottom, and then Chris is the main face, and we just sit drinking and have to watch Chris watch the game.
Yeah, let's get on that. Yeah, go on, Dale. I know I sort of like set that one up, but have you got another candidate for Dick of the Week?
The only other one would have been Sancho's little accent.
Yeah.
The Joey Barton version 2.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, I seen the clip. I was just shaking my
Mad,
head.
innit?
But
You know what? We've not even brushed up on this, but didn't Moisey do the same thing at Sociedad or
Yes.
someone like
Yes.
that?
Yeah, he
Didn't
did.
Moisey?
Yeah, he did.
It's like when you go on holiday and you put the accent on, thinking speaking English, but put the accent on, and they think, well, they'll understand me now.
Yeah. My dickhead of the week, dickheads of the week, I have to do it, is Liverpool Football Club. Give me this moment. It's been over 20 years. I think it's 22 years, 21, 22 years since we've beaten them at Anfield. Your boys got done. Your boys were shit. Like Danny said, we made you look average. We had one clear-cut opportunity in the 3rd minute, which we buried past you. Cracking goal, great pass. And then we defended you like we were playing a fucking League One side. And then your fucking Trent Arnold, what is he doing there, mate? I do not understand what he's doing. Yeah, some people might argue it's not a penalty, but it is. He lifted his foot up. I'm shocked he didn't get sent off. Your boys got done. 2-0. Get fucked.
By the letters of the game, it absolutely should have been a red card.
Yeah, it should have been. Yeah,
No intent for the
to play
ball, denying a goal scoring opportunity. The only thing that I will give on the ref for, I just think he bottled giving that red card there, because it absolutely should have been a red card.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody, because obviously I don't know the intricacies with the rules of the game, not with everything, but I was saying about double jeopardy, etc. But apparently that only applies to goalkeepers. So
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't at all. No.
does it not?
Double jeopardy is not getting a red card if you go for the ball. So this was the argument with Bednarek and David Luiz when they got their silly red cards the other week.
Yeah.
They got red cards because there was no attempt for the ball made. Now, yes, they were silly fouls, and rightfully Bednarek's was overturned. I can't believe David Luiz's wasn't. But because they made no attempt for the ball, that's why I got a red card. If David Luiz had swiped at his feet and was aiming for the ball, he would have only got a yellow because he was making a clear attempt for the ball. But because there was no attempt for the ball, that's why he got a red.
So
And
that
if it's
just plays-
outside the box, then it's a red card anyway, because it's not a penalty.
Yeah, double jeopardy only comes in if it's a penalty.
Yeah. So that just plays into the argument that it was definitely a red, and we don't know why he didn't give it, because he didn't go for the ball. Did he?
I just think he's bottled it completely because
Yeah.
he didn't even give a yellow, did he?
No.
I don't understand then. Like, why is it that they can't look at that and say, you know what, he should have got a red card, so let's ban him for 3 games?
Well, they can look at it. VAR does look at red cards, straight.
Do you mean after the game?
Yeah, post match.
right.
Because if they can look at them after the game and rescind it or demote it, why can't they do it for giving it to him?
I'm pretty certain it's if the incident was on the referee's match report, they can't look at it.
Yeah,
whereas
it's already been dealt with.
Yeah. But if the referee hasn't put it in his match report, then they can go back to it.
Yeah.
Which is still bollocks. Like it's still shit because it's still a wrong decision.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I'm gunning for Arnold to be given a 3-match ban. Like at the moment, they need him desperately, and I know he's not even having a great season.
So I say, do they need him?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Well, you know what? Right, things are that diabolical for them. Ed summed it up on that podcast last night for 2 Up Top. and you said it earlier on, they probably won't make top 6 with these injuries and the way that they're playing at the moment. They probably won't.
No.
Good.
Good. Excellent. Lee, have you got a nomination? Have you given
Have
yours?
indeed.
Yeah.
My nomination is the entire Aston Villa coaching and backroom staff, who inadvertently leaked that Jack Grealish was out of the game because they all took him out of their fantasy teams, and it triggered a thing to saying that loads of people had taken him out of their fantasy team, and so word got out that he was injured because everyone was taking him out of their fantasy team.
Phenomenal.
So they might now get players banned from playing fantasy team.
They've done it. They've suspended.
Have
they
they?
announced it about an hour ago. Yeah, that they suspended
Christ almighty.
anyone associated with Aston Villa is not allowed to play fantasy football.
That is ridiculous.
Unbelievable.
Well, there you go. Dickheads of the month. Dickheads of the week for me.
You know what, right? They'll still probably have cumulatively a better score than I've got this season, so they can be banned. Hey, and what does that say about yours, Lee?
Hey,
I'm catching up.
Go on.
I'm not far off third now.
Go on then, Dale. You've got a goalkeeper burnt his hand on a stake. You've got Liverpool's fans, and Aston Villa.
Well, I gave Carlo
and Celtic, of course.
Dickhead of the week last week for the shit show that they had against Fulham. I feel it's only right after they redeemed himself and obviously the result at the weekend for Everton.
Look at Josh. Look at him smile.
What I've seen on Twitter and social media with the Liverpool fans crying. But unlucky. Liverpool Football Club fans, you are dickhead of the week.
And well deserved.